Tisa Tells, I was thinking about something that Jane, not her real name, said on the stand. She was dating, so to speak, Sean Combs, and they were making out. And he says, well, I have a fantasy. And she says, well, what's the fantasy? And he describes bringing in a, quote, entertainer, which is a male sex worker, for the sex worker to have sex with Jane while he watches and directs. And she said, and I guess a show of goodwill. Oh, yeah, that would be great someday. And he goes, okay, stop everything. And right there on the spot, he gets up, gets on the phone, and arranges a hotel night, aka freak off, that night. And she's like, wait, well, what? Could you describe that?
So that was actually shocking to see it play out in front of the jury too, okay? So you have her saying, at first I was like, where are they going? Because she was painting a love story. She has a very smooth, very sultry, sweet, innocent voice at the same time, And she was saying, Sean and I, we made love. It was so passionate. He was so good to me. At one point, even the jury was like, is this happening? However, when she started saying, and then the first night, it was so passionate. And he said, hey, have you ever heard of voyeurism? And he started broaching the idea. And she said, I went along with it because I wanted to please my partner. And the shock, I think the room actually gasped, and the shock on the jury's face when she said she went to the bathroom after saying that. And she came back into the room, and he had a serious look on his face, and he was on his phone in a bathroom and said, before she left, she said, I can make this happen if you want. And she said, yeah. Again, she still sounds like she thinks it's fantasy. And she said in less than 2 hours, she found herself in the room, a pill popped into her mouth. And from then, she was doing something she never imagined she'd do. And even at that time, it's this weird disconnect where she was saying in such a sweet, sultry voice, I did it to please my partner, and I told him I enjoyed that. And the whole time the prosecution is leading us down this road to hell, because with each time it started off saying, well, maybe she did want it. And then it led down a road to hell. And again, the way that she went from saying, I'm really enjoying it, to the time the testimony at end, she is saying, I don't want this. You lied to me. You think this of me. You think that of me. And he is still, at this point, not only demanding the hotel nights, he classed it up since the freak-offs. The freak-offs were early 2000s. Now he's into hotel nights. Then it moved into him threatening to throw her out of the house at $10,000 rent, and also threatening violence.